so many ads on things to buy at a discount. This video is a warning.
Chosen one, listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you isn't random. Some dates don't just mark time, they mark shifts in your destiny. November 27th is one of those dates. This isn't a day to overlook. It's a day that's been marked in divine timing long before you could understand its significance. Something spiritual has been circling your life, and now the timing isn't just close, it's here. November 27th isn't your winning day by chance. Heaven chose this day to crown you with something you've been waiting for. You might not fully understand what's about to break through, but your soul is already sensing the shift in the unseen. If you've been holding on, enduring, questioning when your moment will arrive, let today be the confirmation you didn't even know you needed. This date carries a specific breakthrough reserved for you. So watch until the end. Listen with your spirit. If this message resonates with you, I invite you to take action today. Click the Super Thanks button and contribute $100 or more to support this divine mission. Your support is not just appreciated, it's vital. You are not just supporters, you are partners in this divine calling. And write Amen 777 in the comments along with your warmest wishes. This moment is about release, about miracles unfolding. When your desire becomes fuel for faith, the universe responds. Now, if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin. November 27th didn't randomly appear in front of you. This date has been hovering over your life, waiting for your spirit to match its frequency. What's about to shift for you doesn't belong to everyone, it belongs to those who are chosen. That's why you were drawn to this message right now. You've been watched from above, not in judgment, but in preparation. This isn't about hope anymore, this is about divine execution. It's already been decided and prepared. Your name has already been cleared. All you're doing now is stepping into alignment. On November 27th, there's a heavenly push taking place. You'll feel it in your body, your atmosphere, your circumstances. Everything will begin to stretch around you as if something too big is trying to come through. And it is. What's being released now is bigger than what you planned, stronger than what you dreamed, and holier than what you prayed for. God didn't let you miss this moment for a reason. You were spared from certain distractions and delays because what's arriving now requires a version of you that's been tested and purified. And you are that version now. If you've been wondering why you had to go through such an intense season lately, why the silence felt so loud, why the waiting felt like it would break you, it's because November 27th needed your full capacity. A weak version of you couldn't carry what's coming. A distracted version couldn't interpret the signs. A tired version would have dropped the blessing. But this version of you right now has been built for this moment. The pressure wasn't to punish you, it was to prepare you. That's why November 27th is showing up with winning energy. It's responding to your readiness. The heavens are not quiet today. There's activity on your behalf. You're not invisible to God. You're not forgotten by divine forces. You're being moved like royalty being escorted into your crown, like a warrior returning home from battle. This is not your defeat season, this is your rise. This is why certain things had to collapse before this date. The throne couldn't share space with false thrones. The real had to be revealed, and it's being revealed now. You're walking into victory because you never abandoned the call. You were misunderstood because your process looked different. You were isolated because your frequency outgrew familiar spaces. But November 27th is your reintroduction, your spiritual spotlight. A divine unveiling of the life you've been secretly building. While the world thought nothing was happening, they saw stillness, but heaven saw structure. They saw delay, but heaven saw divine preparation. You haven't been waiting, you've been maturing. And that maturity is what heaven needed to see before the wind could arrive. Now it's here. Everything is being aligned faster than your mind can process. You're going to notice doors opening that had no handle. People who overlooked you will suddenly sense your power. The right connections will find you. Unexpected messages, shifts, and signs will flood your path, not because of luck, but because November 27th carries a divine GPS system. It's scanning your soul and locating your readiness. Your spirit is finally loud enough to be heard by what's searching for you. That's the supernatural order. It only finds those who are tuned in. And right now, you are. Don't underestimate this moment. God doesn't move dates without purpose. When he marks a day as a winning day, he does so knowing the outcome will override any opposition. This win won't come with sorrow, it will come with clarity, peace, and confirmation so deep you won't even have to defend it. Your spirit will recognize it. Your heart will receive it. Your life will reflect it. That's what a divinely timed win looks like. It shows up undeniable. And you are the recipient. This isn't a time to look back. This is the moment to look around and look ahead. Everything that couldn't go with you was part of the elimination phase. That confusion served its purpose. That delay prepared your character. That silence recalibrated your voice. Now every sound in the spirit is saying go. Every message from above is saying now. Every angel surrounding your path is pointing you forward. You're being ushered into the win because it belongs to your obedience, your alignment, and your surrender.
You always wondered why that app didn't exist. Now you can make it. Meet Replit Agent.
This day didn't appear out of convenience. It appeared out of covenant. You didn't arrive at November 27th randomly. This day was constructed around your promise. While others counted days on the calendar, heaven was counting how many inner battles you won in silence. How many times you chose to keep moving when nothing around you was moving. How many times you said yes when fear told you to say no. This date has been waiting on your persistence, and now that you've arrived at this threshold, you're not going to walk. You're going to be carried by the wind of divine momentum, by whispers of confirmation, by the vibration of everything finally making sense. You're not in the same spiritual season you were even a few weeks ago. Something shifted. A recalibration occurred in your soul. You began to sense things before they happened. You started feeling light, even while walking through dark tunnels. That wasn't imagination. That was preparation. Your inner world realigning with divine timing that was always set to intersect your life. This intersection is happening right now. November 27th isn't asking you to do more. It's simply revealing what's already been done in spirit. The transaction was already approved. Now comes the release. Your spiritual record has reached its fulfillment point. The moment when the seeds you planted in faith have reached maturity. When something matures in the divine, it cannot be stopped by man. This is why you're going to see unusual favor on this day. The kind that bypasses logic. The kind that doesn't ask for permission. What's happening is not man-made, it's God-sent. There's a certain kind of wind that carries weight. It doesn't just lift your life, it lifts your entire lineage. That's the energy November 27th carries. It's not just your win, it's a generational reversal. The tide has turned. You're not in the middle of it anymore. You're rising above it. The resistance you felt recently wasn't punishment. It was confirmation that something powerful was on its way. You were under attack because your win was close. You were doubted because your potential couldn't be hidden anymore. And now the very realm that resisted you will have no choice but to watch you rise. Not because you forced it, but because you were faithful. There's a spiritual release happening on this day, a breaking open of what was locked up. Blessings that were paused, not canceled, have been waiting for this exact vibration. Now that your energy is in sync with your promise, it must be delivered. Not by accident, not delayed another season, but now. This is your enough moment. This is your completed cycle. This is your answered prayer. It will not pass you by. It will not forget you. You're no longer in the waiting room. You're in the manifestation zone. All this time, the pressure had a purpose. The pain had an address. The warfare had a destination. It was targeting the very moment you're standing in now, because the enemy didn't fear your past. He feared your November 27th. He feared your win, your light becoming undeniable, your story becoming a testimony. But what God has approved, no darkness can cancel. That's why you're here. That's why this word found you. You didn't go looking for it. Your spirit pulled it in because it was written into your timeline before you were even aware of what you carried. Look around. Things may not look drastically different on the outside just yet, but in the realm where it matters most, everything has already shifted. The mountain moved. The blessing dropped. The approval landed. And very soon, the physical world will catch up to what's already happened in spirit. You'll get the call. You'll receive the message. You'll witness the turnaround. You'll feel the lightness. Because when heaven announces a win, it echoes through every layer of your reality. You'll start to notice small signs that point to something big, and those signs will lead to open doors. You didn't miss it. You didn't delay it. You didn't ruin it. You made it. And that alone is a victory, because everything tried to make you quit before you got here. But you refused. You kept standing, kept hoping, kept listening to that quiet voice that told you there was more. And now, more is here. More is ready. More is about to wrap around your life in waves of goodness you won't be able to measure. God didn't let you go through all of that for nothing. The weight you carried is becoming the wealth you receive. While others may look surprised, your spirit will nod, because it always knew. Even in the days when your mind couldn't grasp it, your spirit kept you aligned. You're not just stepping into a win. You're stepping into prophecy fulfilled. You're walking into alignment confirmed. You're living out what was spoken over you long ago. And that makes this moment sacred. The energy of November 27th isn't chaotic. It's calm, peaceful, certain. Divine certainty doesn't need noise. It moves in clarity. Even the things that didn't work out are making sense now. The closed doors, the delays, the sudden endings, they were all pulling you closer to this version of you, the one who's finally ready to carry this win. You didn't just level up, you transformed. That's why your reward isn't just surface level. It's spiritual. It's soul deep. It's rooted. and because it's rooted, it will last. The winning energy of this day will not fade quickly. It's going to unfold like a sunrise that gets brighter by the hour. You won't just feel a moment of victory. You'll live inside a season of it. One good report will lead to another. One open door will lead to another. One breakthrough will lead to another. That's the rhythm you're stepping into. That's the cycle replacing the old. And the best part? You didn't have to fight for this moment in your own strength. You were carried by grace, held by faith, lifted by divine design. What's arriving now isn't showing up as compensation. It's showing up as confirmation. God doesn't bless randomly. He blesses intentionally. And everything about this moment feels intentional. The conversation's shifting, the atmosphere thick with meaning, the sudden pull toward deeper awareness, the undeniable signs that follow you wherever you go. These are not coincidences. They're divine breadcrumbs leading you to the center of your victory. November 27th was never just a checkpoint. It's a chosen day where the heavens intersect your timeline with something already written in light. Even before you knew how to ask, God knew what to release. Even before you realized what you needed, it was being prepared. This moment has been crafted with layers of meaning. It's not just a win in the way the world defines it. It's a win that redeems your story, heals what was wounded, settles what was anxious, answers what was unclear. It doesn't just arrive in your hands. It speaks to your heart. This is the kind of breakthrough that rewrites inner chapters. This is the kind of day that makes you whisper, so that's why it all had to happen like that.
I'm Sora 2, the new AI in town.
We're not afraid, aren't
You were never losing. You were being refined. Every delay shaped the depth of your understanding. Every silence taught you how to hear the whisper of God. Every rejection forced you to meet yourselves beyond people's opinions. And now, with all that weight lifted, with all that density gone, you're light enough to rise. And the rise will be visible. You're going to feel things click into place. The conversations you couldn't seem to get right will suddenly flow. The things you've been working on behind the scenes will find their audience. The ideas you felt unsure about will begin to take form, magnetizing the right attention, the right hands, the right help. It's not that the timing suddenly became perfect. It's that your obedience aligned you with the timing. God doesn't need you to be perfect. He needs you to be positioned. And now you are. That's why November 27th doesn't feel like a possibility. It feels like a spiritual fact. Something bigger is happening in the background, moving unseen but felt. It's not about just one win. It's about unlocking a whole flow of victories, like turning on a faucet after years of drought. Financial increase, emotional peace, spiritual clarity, personal acceleration. These are not coming because you demanded them. They're coming because your spirit earned them. The alignment you stepped into is now releasing everything you were once held back from. Not because you were unworthy, but because the time wasn't right. Now it is. You'll feel it in how effortless things become. Where you once had to push, now things will pull you. Where you once had to explain, now things will just unfold. Where you once had to prove yourself, now presence alone will do the talking. That's what divine favor does. It silences doubt without needing to shout. And you are wrapped in that favor now. The win you've been waiting on is already moving through the unseen, forming shape and speed, and soon it will land. Not later, not someday, but soon. There's a reason your inner world feels stirred. Your soul knows what's coming before your eyes can see it. Your body is reacting to what's been released in the spirit. That restlessness you feel isn't anxiety, it's divine anticipation. That flutter in your chest isn't nervousness, it's recognition. Something is coming, and it's not small, it's not subtle. It's going to carry the signature of God's hand all over it. You'll know it wasn't man. You'll know it wasn't just effort. You'll know it wasn't that things finally worked out. It was ordained. Everything is preparing for your arrival. The doors are not just opening, they're being held open. The room is not just waiting, it's been expecting you. The timing is not just good, it's perfect. God is not just watching, He is guiding. Every step is accounted for. Every shift is scheduled. Every move is measured. You are not late. You are right on time. And this timing will testify on your behalf. It will announce you. It will deliver you. It will celebrate you. Because you've walked through enough fire to be trusted with this flame. You'll soon understand why certain things felt like they were being taken away, only for something greater to be handed to you. God has not been subtracting. He's been clearing space to multiply. There's a kind of spiritual math at work in your story, where the less becomes the doorway to more, where the pain becomes the passage, where the closed chapter was just the preface to the real narrative. Now you're stepping into the pages where the plot twists in your favor, where the light returns stronger than ever before. This isn't just a new chapter, it's a whole new book. And it begins with November 27th, a date that heaven marked with your name before the foundation of time. The real win is not just in the outcome. The real win is in the version of you that's receiving it. You didn't just wait, you evolved. You didn't just survive, you transformed. You didn't just believe, you became. And now you're about to receive on that same level. There's a stillness that comes just before destiny reveals itself.
Incredible scenes. Two proud teams fighting tooth and nail all the way. Can you believe what we're seeing? Wow, look at this.
Serious drama right up until the end.
Tool tech every adult should have. Part 1. This is an indestructible Real-Link Duo 3 VPOE security camera with 100...
Not the stillness of nothingness, but the quiet of something holy approaching. That's the energy circling your atmosphere right now. November 27th has become more than a date. It has become a portal. One that's ushering in not just results, but revelations. This isn't just the delivery of a promise. It's the unveiling of the promise keeper's intent. And when God reveals intent, it restores everything the battle tried to bury. You'll feel it in the way your heart reacts to things differently now. You're not shaken the way you used to be. You don't flinch in the presence of uncertainty. You don't shrink when things go quiet. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual maturity. And this growth is what made this win possible. Some blessings don't come to the version of you that's still doubting. Some wins wait for the you that can carry them with discernment. And that's who you've become. So this win was not delayed. It was reserved, held in place until the day your spiritual posture could handle it with peace. This is that day. It's not loud. It doesn't need to be. The wind doesn't need to explain when it changes direction. It just moves. And so do you now, with elegance, with assurance, with inner knowing. The struggle didn't break you. It trained you to notice the signs others miss. Now you sense what's real before it arrives. You feel what's aligned before it makes sense on paper. You hear what heaven is doing before the crowd catches on. And all of that brings you to this precise point where the only thing left is to receive. If this message resonated with your spirit, type Amen 777 in the comments below, along with your warmest wishes. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Your winning season is here. Walk in it with confidence. Walk in it with peace. Walk in it knowing you were always meant to arrive at this moment. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.